was supposed to. Nope, I gotta start over. Multi-stream. Multi-stream bruschetta, and oh my god, now it's not gonna even type. Now I can't even type. God damn it, really? Why?
Can you do it online?
You have Streamlabs installed on your phone?
Take about 2 seconds. I have to plug my phone in.
How much battery do you have? Because it drains your battery as you... And is your camera good?
15.
No, that's not good. That's no good.
Well, to drain that one.
Multi-stream.
I need to put
Really? Alright, I gotta quit out and start all over again. God damn it.
I thought I put string packs on here. I'll put Ford, Canva,
No,
Authenticator.
no. Streamlabs.
Let's see what's on here. Streamlabs in general.
Streamlabs.
My phone will be charged in like 15 minutes if I plug it in.
Now it's not working.
My Samsung's fully charged. I don't know how long the battery will hold out.
Okay. After having some issues with our internet service provider, just had to call Spectrum. We are doing there it goes. My boyfriend was why is the screen not showing everything? And now it is on the screen. Okay. Hi, welcome to Record the Board on top of the stovetop. Okay. So we're going to make some crazy chicken caprese and some bruschetta with different types of toppings. So we are going to get some chive onion going here, and I'm just going to wash this really quick. I'm just going to get a little bit of the green chive onion there. And I'm going to take some of these tomatoes and just kind of, sometimes you can just shake them out, which is really nice. You don't have to sit there and pluck every single one off. There's a little kitchen hack for you, for at least for some vine ripe tomatoes. Quick way to get rid of the stems. Also, when you buy them, like a lot of the reason tomatoes start to get decomp is the stems if you buy vine ripe tomatoes. So, kind of a easy way to get rid of that. So those I'm just going to keep in there. We've got some basil over here, fresh basil. We are streaming to 3 different platforms tonight, our first time multi-streaming. I'm just going to do some prep work, and then we're going to reset over at the normal spot for record the board. And Dan's going to take over, and I'm going to be the sous chef and creative director. Make sure everything's going well with the stream. It looks like it is. I love these matzo balls. They're supposed to peel open, like easy peel open, but they never do. So, and it always has water in it, or what is matzo schmutz. I'll just take some of that out over the sink, and this is pre-sliced matzah. This will be for the caprese salad. So we're going to hit that in one of these bowls here. Probably hit it with a little bit of one of the Scott's seasonings. We'll hit it with the Scott's food products, and we are going to chop up the sourdough baguette, and that'll be for our bruschetta. And then we've got deli. I actually bought this the other day. When I was live streaming, I thought I was streaming to YouTube, but it actually went to Facebook. Bless you. Bless you, bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Was in the deli and bought this. I think it was $6.99 for this jar. And then I found 2 jars of garlic stuffed olives, which were like $3.99 each. So we're going to put the deli against the, we're going to let Dan go crazy and make something custom, bless you. And then I have some, for the crazy chicken caprese salad, we have some chicken breasts here. I'm going to be cooking those with the Scott's lemon pepper seasoning. And then for the other things, I'm not sure what we'll hit it with, but we'll be hitting the bruschetta and the mozzarella with some other of the Scott's seasonings here. We're not rolling the Z-Grills tonight. It was rainy today, and we just got a new freezer for the back patio, and we've been setting that up. So we're going to go back to the grill in a couple days here, and then I'm going to go back to editing all of the footage that we still have on the regular camera. We've been kind of on a live streaming kick. Trying to get the multi-stream thing going and trying to see if we can have a little more reach So if you're catching this on Facebook or I believe, not TikTok, because we're apparently in portrait mode. TikTok wants you to be in portrait mode, and we're filming in landscape mode today. So I'm going to chunk up some of this bread, and I'm going to keep talking while I do that. So we are on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. We should be on all three right now. If you're catching us on anything other than YouTube, feel free to show us some love on the platform you're on. We're not going to ask you to jump platforms, but at your leisure, if you're seeing us, go over and check out our YouTube channel, because we are, we've got the bulk of our stuff going on there. I'm going to actually have this, I think. This is like tiny, tiny sourdough. So what I think I'm going to do, yeah, I was going to do rounds with it, but I'm thinking now that we're going to slice it long ways like garlic bread. I am thinking.
Do it with that knife. Switch knives.
Yeah, I'm going to need serrated knife, so my, aha, look, already on it. Okay, so probably the easiest way to do this is like my boyfriend does. Put your hand on top of it and kind of tilt your head to the side so you can see where you're cutting at, and probably start serrating your way through. Occasionally maybe check the other side. Make sure you're not going off course too bad.
Put your hand out flat.
And
you
yeah.
Cut through.
Yep. And you always want to be diligent of your fingers, because your fingers are what allow you to do magic in the kitchen. That's pretty good. And then I think we'll just cut this down into about the same size as because we're going to put some matzah on top. It's going to be bruschetta, but, well, maybe it'll be sauce and then cheese and then tapenade. Well, that's what tapenade means. It goes on top, right? Yeah.
Usually you toast the bread with olive oil, and then you put your topping on. Your cheese will slightly melt, and the top olive will go on top of that with the basil and tomato.
There you go. Well, broadcast that to the camera. Tell the camera.
All right. If we're doing bruschetta, typically bruschetta is done where you're basically just doing a light brush of olive oil on your bread, and you're going to put that in your broiler at 450, 500, and you're going to toast that top of the bread. And when that comes out nice and screaming hot, you're going to want to put a nice slab of mozzarella on and let that start to melt and soften. Once that softens, you're going to want to add your tapenade, which usually I'll add in a bowl, the olive tapenade, and I'll mix it with the tomato and the fresh basil, and I'll spoon that on top of everything, and then you're in business. I'll also do something on the side. I'll usually do a really good, I have one from Oregon Olive. I think it's called River Ranch. And they're an olive farm here in Glide, Oregon. And they cold press olive oil, and it's fantastic. So I usually do a balsamic olive oil. You'll start with a real yellow, kind of elder, aged extra virgin olive oil. Green is typically for cooking. Yellow is for salads and bruschetta and dipping bread. And what you'll do is put a nice dot of balsamic vinegar in the middle. And then you just draw that bread through it so you get some of that wine vinegar flavor with the olive oil, and you just go to town, eat it all up, and you're good.
Okay, so I am doing a bunch of the prep work, like I said. You can see that my knife skills and my cutting skills are not quite as great as Daniel's are. For me, I like to bake. I'm more comfortable with a spatula in my hand or something to. I'm more adept with mixing instruments than I am with cutting implements. Unless you're talking about being out at the campsite, then I'm pretty okay. I do like wood whittling occasionally, but so we've got basil. We're gonna do this up as well. We're not gonna do all of this. Basically, this you just want to get in here and you want to disconnect from all of the. Basically, take all the main stems out. You just end up with kind of like the same thing shaking out the tomatoes. Just hunt out the stems, break off all the ends. So we'll do this up really quick, and then I'll throw this all in a colander and give it a little wash in the sink. And then what I don't use, I'll just repackage. And then make some, well, not me, have Dan make some pesto. We smoked a lot of nuts. We've got a whole bunch of almonds and other things. So we'll have him hit up some pesto with whatever this fresh basil we don't use for caprese. So basically you just want to get in there, get all the big stems out. And then when you're doing the caprese salad, we'll just go in and we'll, pull out some of the nicer leaves, some of these nicer, greener. The rest of this stuff, even when you get fresh pesto, this is only a day old. I got this yesterday. Just throw it in your pesto. Use the beautiful parts for your salads or your presentation. So get all this rolling. I'm going to move this board here and I'm going to cook off the chicken really quick, the chicken breast. Do the lemon pepper on it. And we got our basil and our tomatoes and our olives and all this good stuff.
Basically, she's going to make me chop all stuff on a second board.
Like I said, your knife skills are better than mine, so
I'll shift them out the basil so it looks better.
So I am going to
switch me to the board.
I'm going to 86 this cutting board, and we are going to grab the pan, and we're going to cook off some chicken.
Tight spot.
Okay. We've got this. Pan.
Is all ready to go?
I already chopped a little bit of chive onion, and this was for the crazy chicken caprese salad. If you want to chop more of that for bruschetta, olives, stuff like that, I'm passing over olives.
Hand me the chef's knife.
The chef's knife is right here, and we're gonna do
basil.
And we're gonna do a balsamic reduction. We're going to get the burner kicking here on some kind of medium, just above medium. I wouldn't say medium high, I would say medium plus one. And then we're going to get our chicken here. I'm going to...
Did you save that real nice basil leaf?
Hmm?
Did you save that real nice big basil leaf?
No, it's all in there. I didn't save out nothing. Okay, so we're getting the heat going on this. It's warming up. Get this on top of the other. My butter tray over here, and already you can see the pan is smoking. So I'm going to turn it down now to just below medium. And get a little butter rolling in there. Even though it's already non-stick, just a little bit of butter. A little bit of butter. And we're gonna roll with the Scott's lemon pepper seasoning on the chicken here. Make sure you're getting the shake side and not the dump side, because I've done that before, for sure. Where you hit the wrong side and then you're like scraping off. Get a pretty good coat, pretty good sprinkle on these, and I'm going to put them seasoning side down. We'll go seasoning side down in the pan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my fork here and go with the thicker side of the breast, not the tail end. I go with the top end.
The end with the wishbone. The shoulder.
Lay them down in the pan. You don't want to slam them down, because especially if you've got oil in the pan, if you're doing oil instead of butter.
Well,
Yeah. There we go. There's the tip from the tip from the master.
You definitely
right there.
always want to lay away from you, so that way if it splashes away from you, not towards you.
Okay, now we can go back to medium plus where we were. Okay, now that we've set them in. I wanted to turn down the heat a little bit because you don't want your butter to smoke up the whole house too much. And I want to also try and do this without having to roll the vent hood, which, you know, it's a little bit nicer. It's a lot nicer for the audio when you don't have to roll the vent hood. We're going to cover these so that not only cook on the bottom, they start getting some all-around cooking. It's kind of like the Z grills, you know, the smoker. You get that cook all around. You get that the kiss of smoke, or hug or kiss. I don't know.
Depends.
It depends. So, um,
Some are only worthy of a hug. They don't deserve the kiss.
so the thing with cooking, and whether it's on the grill or in a pan, this is just my own experience. Maybe other people can chime in. Is that it's ready to flip when it doesn't stick anymore. So if you kind of nudge it a little bit, if you open the pan and you nudge it a little bit, if it seems like it's still stuck, then it's probably not ready to flip, and it's going to be stuck because it, you know, if it seems like it's stuck, it probably is stuck. Um, I don't know. My experience is it's ready to flip when it doesn't stick anymore.
That's true if you're using stainless. If you're using non-stick, chicken breast is very lean. You're going to run a medium-high temperature. It's roughly going to take no longer, even if you're doing a whole breast, probably 10-12 minutes. So you probably do a 3-4 minute on one side, 3 or 4 minute on another side, and do a third flip as a finish. We'll stick a meat thermometer in it. We're looking for a done temp of about 163 to 165 degrees. She's going to use it for a salad, so we'll definitely go 165. So that would in the thickest part of the breast. So she'll flip it in a minute, and then go another 3-4 minutes, then flip it a minute, go another 3-4 minutes. Then we'll probe it and see where we are in temperature. If we were using chicken thighs, the done temp is 180 degrees. So typically when I'm doing any cooking with chicken, I undercut it by 2 degrees because it's still super hot. And when it's going to sit at rest, it's going to still keep cooking. So you gain another 5 degrees, no problem. So you'll be at 168 to 170 on a breast and 183 to 185, maybe even 190 on a thigh. But that way you're done. You've covered the safe bases, which kills salmonella, E. coli, and all the other bacteria, because it'll be cooked through. You definitely want to always test in the thickest part of the meat, so that way you get an actual realistic temp.
So I went back down to medium minus. So it's basically just a notch below a couple notches below medium. So basically you want to just, you know, you see that steam or that you'll start to smell it. You get that steam, that smoke coming out. And then you just start kind of putting the temperature down a little bit so that when you open the pan, it doesn't go crazy. And then in a minute or two, we'll open the pan here, and then we'll season again. We'll season our top side, and then we'll do the flip. And you should have a nice browning going on. Um, you can kind of judge by smell too, as you're. They kind of say, like, when you're plating something or when you're eating at a restaurant, they say you eat with your eyes, or like the first thing you do, you take in your meal. There's the visualization of your meal. But when you're cooking, you kind of cook with your smell. You cook with your sniffer a lot. So you can kind of, it's like when you put something in the oven and you start baking cookies or brownies, or you can smell when it's starting to get good, and you're like, ooh. It lets you know when it's time to check on it. Now, see, now that I've turned it down a little bit, we're at halfway between medium and low. Now when you all the steam is starting to disappear and dissipate, so you know it's not like rolling crazy. And you can see the color is definitely already changed. And we've got a lot of liquid going on here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to drain off some of the liquid into the sink.
And if you hear me making noise, that's my slap chop, because I hate chopping olives.
Okay.
Did you want me to mix the olives with the basil with the... You want me to start building it?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to switch over the camera pretty soon here. I just want to, so lemon pepper, we're going to hit this other side, and then we're going to do our flip. So,
They're huge chicken breasts. They're going to take longer.
And yeah, I mean, they're kind of, you can see where they're kind of splitting open. You can see, I guess that's where the tender and the breast split apart. I have no idea. That might be a question.
That's where the tender and the breast is, the separation of the top of the breast where it hits the rib cage on the side.
Okay, so lemon pepper, good. So what we want to do now is that we've seasoned them. We want to actually crank the heat back up a little bit with the lid off, because you want to get that, when you flip it, you want the pan to be hot. You don't want the pan to be cold when you flip it, because the heat is kind of what infuses the seasoning into your protein also. And that's why I drained quite a bit of the liquid too, because you know, if you put seasoning on top and then you just flip it over into the liquid, it's just going to wash away all your flavor. So I'm basically just using a flipper and a fork. We'll go back to medium plus on this, get a little more heat rolling. You want to hear?
Chicken breasts are pretty thick, so if you got something in a situation like that where they're that big, they're probably going to be 18 to 22 minutes.
Now we get that sizzle. You can see the pan sizzling.
On medium.
And we get the flip. Now we're...
You know, we all love big breasts, so big chicken breasts.
OMG. Okay. Put the lid back on that. And let it keep rolling on that. We're back on medium plus, so just like a notch beat. So if your stove goes 1 to 10, we're on like 6. So we are going to do also a balsamic reduction. And I think I'm going to actually deglaze this pan. So once I'm done with the chicken, balsamic vinaigrette deglaze, and then make a reduction out of that, and that will definitely go on some of the bruschetta here. You know how we go again, rolling on medium plus on 6, and we're getting the smoke going again, so we're going to turn it down to, I guess, what would be like between 3 and 4. 3.5. Okay. And now I'm on 1 simmer because now that you've made the, now that you've gotten that crust on both sides, basically it just needs to cook all the way through. So we are at basically barely where your stove turns on. So if that's 0.5 or 1 or low simmer, you just don't want to. If you keep rolling it at 6 or medium plus, then you're just going to scorch everything. You want to see this. You want to actually see this smoke start to dissipate now. You want to see it get less. Um, and then for the matzah, it's been in a bowl here. You can kind of also, like, you can drain out more of the water. If you put it in a bowl, kind of hold it with a fork, go over to the sink, and drain out some more of the water.
I'm going to splash of olive oil in the bowl. Oh, which olive oil do you want to use?
Well, we're out of the smoky one, but we still have some of the...
This one.
Yeah, I don't think that's
the
the smoky.
Herba
Yeah, Herba Quena. Oh, this is another, like, River Ranch Oregon olive oil. So these are, we went out to their orchard after the fires, after the, I keep wanting to call it the, keep wanting to call it the Rocky Fire.
I'm going to put that little sprig of that on your mozzarella.
So we went out there after the fires, and they had some olive oil that was kind of like a smoky, we picked up a couple bottles.
Couple different.
They are
different pickings.
They are. It's kind of weird. I guess they're open to the public. You can just go and kind of like do tastings and stuff like that, and you know, they'll show you around the orchard a little bit. And
what's your tomatoes chopped, or do you want me to chop
aromas? I think just like take half of them and half of them. Have half of them. All right. It's been about the same time on both sides, I think, and you can see that like that it's basically like very minimal now. We're on very low. So we're going to basically just keep it on low for now. Open it up, stick a thermo in it, see where we're at. So you want to power on and make sure we're on Fahrenheit and 166.
If you guys are ever cutting tomatoes, here's a good hint. Don't use a straight edge knife, use a serrated. The skin's pretty tough on a tomato and you end up mashing them. So if you use a serrated knife, it'll cut through the skin, you won't mush out your tomatoes, and you'll end up with better cuts.
150 internal on that one. And yeah, 135 internal on that. We definitely got more time to do so. What we're going to do is keep rolling it on 1 or 0.5 or low or simmer, whatever your lowest setting is. Get the lid lock on. Okay, so we're not quite there with temp yet. So, heat is basically on as low as it can go. It's like limbo, how low can you go? And keep the stove on. And lid on, and that'll continue to steam and cook. Once we get to internal temp we want, they were about, one of them was like 152 and the other one was like 138. Once we come up a little bit on those, then, and we get to the temp we want, then the heat will go completely off. And then it'll just basically come off the burner, and you can either rest in the pan. Some people like to rest in the pan. Some people like to take it completely. Depends on what you're cooking. Some people like to take it. Some people take it off the burner and off the heat. Some people take it completely out of the pan. With more delicate proteins that you're cooking, you probably want to completely remove it from the heat. With more robust proteins, I think a pan rest is probably okay as long as you get it off the stove or get it off the heat. You guys can chime in with your thoughts on that as well. Um, Everybody's, got their method for what they want to do.
What do I think? It depends on the temperature you're at when you test. If you're really close to that 165 marker or right on it, I would take it out of the pan and let it rest. If you were under, I would leave it in the pan and let it rest to hope that it climbs to the marker I'm looking for. Come here, basil babes, so I can put
And I'm gonna go get a cookie sheet or some baking trays.
There's one in the sink that's perfect. It
for
just
the
needs to be
bruschetta.
wiped down.
We're going to the bake order. Oh, yes.
I just hadn't had a chance to rinse it and finish doing.
All good. So, I am away from the kitchen sink.
But I'm still here. So
I'm away from
aren't you so lucky?
You're so lucky.
I'll just speak while I'm here. Since I'm dicing tomatoes for bruschetta, we'll do a couple different variations. She's going to do a fresh, which is Roma tomatoes, basil. It's a garlic olive, and I don't know what else I'm adding to that. It's also got diced green onion, and that'll lay with the mozzarella. We're also doing another one, which I have an olive tapenade. It's a Kalamata tapenade. It's one of the things I use for stuffing lamb on occasion to get the vinegar in, which turns sweet with heat. And I'm going to use some of that with some sun-dried tomatoes. Now, you got to be careful on your quantity of sun-dried tomatoes. You want them finely chopped, and you want to be sure that they're not overly abundant in any one area. They are so strong. So we'll do a little bit of that. I'll make sure that it's very light with sun-dried, but they punch a great flavor. And then she picked up another type of tapenade, which is just an olive tapenade. And I'll dice in some tomato to give it a little freshness and see what that one's like. So we'll have 3 variations of the same, and we can show you what they are. And then we'll have just one that's a fresh variation with just some garlic stuffed olives, green onion, fresh basil, and these little tiny grape tomatoes, which I'm dicing up right now.
Okay, so we're going to line up some bruschetta here. think we can fit it all on one tray.
You want the brush?
I'm just prepping all of this so that...
Do you want the brush for brushing olive oil on before I put it in the broiler?
Yes, I think so. Or just... and then if you have a little extra room on your tray over here, you could always, you know, roast some garlic or whatever if you've got a little extra something. You can always throw that on the side. We're gonna hit this with a bunch of different, goodies. Chives and garlic and nuts and tomatoes and basil and mozzarella, and then different olive tapenades and all kinds of good stuff. So this chicken is still actually warm. This is, like I said, it's on as low as it can go. So actually, like, it's still cooking. We're going to get another temp on this here shortly. So we've done like a few like advertisements, commercials for Z Grills. I definitely need to go through all of the footage that's still on the Digicam. So there'll be all of that footage coming. And then I'm going to do a commercial for Scott's, like I did for the Z Grills. Gonna try and do more editing, stuff like that. Live streaming, this is cool. Like I said, just trying to experiment, trying to expand our reach. You know, the further we can broadcast, the more people we can potentially get on the channel here to join us for cooking some deliciousness. Look at what I'm getting handed over here. Look at this. Look at all this wonderfulness getting handed to me over here. So basically, we've got our bread cut up. We've got a bunch of stuff prepped here. There's going to be olives in the works over here on the board. We just basically got to get this chicken finished and get it off to rest. And then we're going to switch over to the other board probably here, and bring you the more of the put together. So check this chicken and see if so you still have steam. Definitely, you're still rolling the heat. You can see probably like once you start probing it, once you start stabbing it, you can see where you stabbed it. You can see kind of and that way you don't stab your chicken too many times, because you don't want to lose all the juices out of your chicken. That looks like 180, 181. I think these are going to come off the heat and out of the pan to rest. Let's see what this is doing. 167, 169, 170, 171. 171 on that one. 163, 168, 169, 170, 171. These all look gorgeous. And they've got a little bit of carbonization on them, which I think is delicious. I love this. I'm going to get these chicken breasts out of this pan. I'm going to get them resting in another vessel. And then I'm going to deglaze the bottom of the pan with some of this balsamic and make some deliciousness with that, make a reduction with that. So we're going to do that right now. And then after we get the reduction done, I think we're going to take a station break. And then we're going to flip over to the other board here. So let me pull a platter here for chicken. And when you take them out to rest, you want to try and spread them out. Try not to pile them on top of each other. Actually, in fact, we'll just take our spatula and put that right there. Okay. So this is still on like 1 low burner. And we're just going to go ahead and crack open this balsamic here. Now when you go to deglaze your pan, you actually want to turn the heat back up again. This is kind of the game of up, down with your temperature. We're going to put the temperature back to about 4, so which would be medium minus again. Probably see the burner turn on there. Your steam will start coming back up. And you basically want to wait for it to start getting to a pretty good steam. It's much easier to deglaze your pan when it's warm. If you try and deglaze it when it's cool, it's not going to help you out that much. And just with what's in here, the liquid that's in here, you can kind of move it around. You don't want the heat to get too high because there's already some carbonization in here. So, some people really like char and carbonization. Some people really don't. They don't like liquid smoke or it just depends. I've met some people who are okay with barbecue, but not with like the smoker. I don't know. I know there's a lot of controversy around liquid smoke and carbon and carcinogens and this and that and everything else, but you know that Prop 65 California warning, that is on air. That's at the gas pump. That's at the, I see that everywhere. It was on something else unexpected that I bought the other day. I forgot what it was, but it was a food product.
It's on wood chips.
And I don't know, me, I like the carbonization. I've always been kind of a char girl. Always like the burnt ends. So now we're starting to get a little bit of a sizzle going on, oil sizzle going on. And we'll just add in, as much as feels right. And then the main key after that is just keep this on about 3 or 4. And keep moving it around. And let it evaporate, let it steam, let it reduce. I find that using a spatula, something silicone, You can get in on the same thing that you used your chicken flipper. I was going to use tongs to flip the kitchen. I was going to use tongs to flip the kitchen. I was going to use tongs to flip the chicken. But we got these tongs that were just like kind of like cheapy. I think they were dollar store silicone stuff, and like the ends of it were kind of like chipping. So it's like you really don't want to. You know, some people are worried about the char or the carbon in their food, and like I look at these tongs and I'm like, oh my god, like there's like pieces of the ends of these tongs are coming off in my food. Like, no thanks. Maybe if you're catching this, what do you think? Metal tongs or silicone tongs? Like, I'm okay with silicone, like utensils. I'm okay with flippers and mixers and stuff like that. Tongs tongs clack together. They've got moving, clickety clack, 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 clack. I don't know, unless you buy a pair of silicone tongs just to toss your salad and never use it out on your grill. I don't know. Okay, so now you'll get to a point where enough water evaporates that you get to this caramelization stage to where even if you're moving it around, it's still going to be bubbly. So at this point, you might want to go from 3 or 4. Let's go back down to our as low as you can go. So I'm going to go back down to 1. There goes the slap chop. So we have the slap chop remix going on in the background. I feel like I've got Vince in my kitchen. Okay, so now if you get too warm, just turn off if you feel like you're getting a little too much, just pull it off the stove, pull it off the heat. So I turn the burner completely off. It depends on if you have an induction cooktop, or it depends on if you have a coil cooktop, or if you have a propane or gas range. I know there's a controversy going on about what kind of range you can have in your kitchen.
Gas is best.
Gas is best, but some people say you might not be, can't have a gas range. I don't know. Anyway, we won't get too controversial on this channel. We have it's just a glass cooktop. It's not an induction. If I put my hand down on there, it would be not a good day.
Can we finish the other 2?
Yeah, I'm just this reduction is just we're just on camera. This reduction is going. Look at this is the
that's the olive tapenade with a sun-dried tomato and fresh basil.
Olive tapenade with sun-dried tomato and fresh basil. You throw chives in here too?
No, because it probably already has some.
Okay, so no chive in there. So this is what we're making our comparison here. I gotta keep this moving, but that looks gorgeous. That looks beautiful. So we'll keep that up here too. This is starting to thicken up pretty nicely here. I think I'm gonna take this off into probably one of our little, I'll drain it off into one of our little squeezy bottles. That way we can just like directly apply it to the bruschetta. When you swirl the pan like this, you can start to get an idea for how thick your reduction is. Obviously, you don't want it too watery, and you don't want it to be like molasses either. So you're going for somewhere about a little underneath a honey consistency. Basically like a sauce consistency. Going for like a barbecue sauce consistency. Also, when it's warm, it's more viscous. When you put this in a bottle and take it off the heat, it will become less viscous. I'm getting pointed at. What's up?
No, I'm just trying to figure out which one I was doing.
Which one? Which one? What?
The fresh versus the mixed. That's right, I got it.
Okay.
This one goes with this one.
So this chicken has been resting gorgeously. I'm going to chunk this up and we're going to start making the caprese salad and everything else. I'm going to take this balsamic reduction off. It looks about perfect. So we're going to go to a station break and then we might flip boards. But we will be back in probably less than 30 minutes or so. We'll see you soon. If you're catching this, like and subscribe. We are stuck at 13 subscribers right now, which we love you, everybody who has hit us up so far, but it's October and it's a little bit scary to be stuck at 13 subscribers. Starting to get a little bit, woo. Anyway, we shall return in about 30. Before we could put the cutting board back. Cutting board back down right in the corner. Is cool for now. We're going to grab a few forks and do some testing here. So we've got this. Got a few things here. So we've got olive, homemade olive tapenade, and then we've got the deli tapenade. This, I really want to each of test. We're gonna taste test it. A salad. Look at this. There we go. Dollar General, $1.25 store. It's glass, I assume. Plexi. We'll just put that down and then we'll put a cutting board on there. And then we're going to go with slicing some of this chicken.
You don't want to put a towel on there, it's going to slide.
I think we're good. I basically want to chunk this chicken up, so
use the chef's knife. I cleaned it for you. Don't use that thing.
Okay, don't use that thing.
Use a chef's knife. It's going to tear it.
Chef's knife? Where?
The one you were using for the vegetables.
Yeah, you said you cleaned it. Where'd you put it? We're doing a knife swap here really quick. Okay. So, definitely cooked all the way through. If it's not super juicy, it's because it didn't come off the Z-grills, but this is going into a salad, so it's going to have some other stuff going on. Now, as far as chunking up chicken, let's
turn it sideways where the flat part's against the board.
See, I'm getting directions from the couch, but I don't understand, so I'm basically just going to chunk up this chicken into some chunks. Is like, I'm good with that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Not everybody is a pro chef. I am definitely not a pro chef. But that's okay. You know, you don't have to be a professional to make it delicious. And you're right. This board's like a lazy Susan. It wants to.
You need to put a towel under it so it doesn't slide.
There you go. Pro tip, people. Put a towel underneath your board so it doesn't slip.
Hard countertop or tile or something, lay a towel under your board to prevent it from sliding.
So my boyfriend's trying to talk to you from the couch, but he's also monitoring the stream. So basically. Basically wanted to fit on a fork. That's about it, right? Don't want it to be unruly. Don't want it to be crazy. Okay. And cooking is one of those things, like, the more you do it, the more practice you get, the better you get at it. Probably.
And I'll show her how to do it on the last press.
Well, maybe I'll just let you. I'll dump all this chicken into the bowl, and then I'll let you come cut up the last one. Because this is
ease of use, so you don't cut your arm off.
This is definitely not. This is amateur hour here. This is not professional time, which is fine, you know. You don't have to be a professional to make a home-cooked meal. You just gotta have the passion, and we're here to help, you know, spark some creativity, some ideas. Maybe you'll think, "Ooh, I would have done that different," and that's what we love. We want people to go, "Ooh." We want to light that spark and then have you carry the torch to make your dish your own.
Basics and want you to make it your own. You put your own style and twist on it.
Okay, this looks like chicken to me. So we're gonna start offloading into this bowl.
That means I gotta get off the couch.
Yeah. We're gonna start offloading chicken. Now this is our OXO cutting board here from the grilling set. We would love to give one of these away. We just gotta get some more subscribers here. We're stuck at 13, starting to get spooky. Oh, and if a piece of chicken hits your stovetop, that's just like a free. That's a freebie. Okay. And this is actually cool enough now to where we're going to remove this.
It's still going to slide.
It's still going to slide.
Well, I don't know. It might have feet on it.
It does. It's actually pretty nice.
That's actually good.
It's pretty nice, the OXO. So here we go. Pro mode.
When you get to the end, it's uneven. It's not worth trying to push it. Turn it on its side. Cut it there. Always dip the front of the knife and then drop the tail. Let the knife do the work. And that's it for me.
Okay. Okay. Now, this is all going into the same place, same bowl, so we'll just I'm gonna grab some of this matzah here. And we're going to take this and we're just going to do a kind of a 3x3. So 1, 2, 3, that'll give you 4. So we're doing it in 16ths basically. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 6 cuts will give you 16 pieces here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Easy as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just do a center cut and side cut and side cut, and 6 cuts get you 16 pieces, 4 by 4. And these smaller ones you might do just a 2 cuts by 3, the end pieces. Might save those out just for a delicious snack. Let's see. Depends on your chicken to cheese ratio. I know we're putting chicken in a caprese salad, and we're not like stacking it. We're not like putting it on a plate all, layered and everything. This is the crazy caprese. Now we just put olive oil on the matzah and that's it. If you want to, you could even maybe hit it with a little bit of salt or something to, I don't know, bring out the cheese flavor. I mean, cheese does have flavor to it.
Room temperature helps the cheese get warm. It brings out the flavor. You kind of let cheese air like wine.
So again, boyfriend is talking from the couch. He says cheese is better when it aerates like wine. I'm going to do this one 3 by. Yeah, might as well just, as much as I just want to like eat these end pieces, I guess we'll just put them in. That is one of the problems. I mean, it is good to test taste as you go. You definitely want to test taste as you go, but there is the temptation to basically just eat everything. I don't know. How do you feel? How do you feel about when you're cooking? Do you taste everything, or do you just wait for the magic of the finished product? For me, if I have to taste everything, that means I have to like put all the forks and spoons and everything, and every time I taste something, I have to replace the utensil that's in it. So me, I tend to like to wait for the magic of the end, the finish, finished dish. So we got our chicken, we got our mozza.
Oh, did you want more basil?
We need basil and tomato.
Oh, looks like I used all your tomatoes right there.
Yep, tomatoes are right there.
Basil.
So here's the divine tomatoes. Actually, we're going to remove the chopping.
Did you need onion?
I don't think we need onion. I was thinking I was going to half these tomatoes, but I think I'm just going to... Okay, my sous chef is going to have the tomatoes for me and throw some basil at me. There's a little bit of, not too much chive onion, because he asked me if I needed onion. There's a little bit of the green scallion, chive scallion, green. And then these are all for our bruschetta. This is going to get the tomatoes and the basil. And then we're going to just lightly hit it. Actually, we're going to do it right now with a little bit of balsamic. But I want to hit it on kind of the cheese side. And then the olive oil, I'm also going to hit kind of on the cheese side. That way it doesn't like completely soak. You want to kind of dress the chicken with it. If you pour it directly on the chicken, it might get it a little bit kind of oily. I'm going to grab a utensil to start getting in here.
I thought you were going to use your salad ones that are up in your cabinet.
I was going to use what, maybe?
The salad ones in the cabinet.
No. Okay. Again, with the... I'm totally cool with silicone utensils like spatulas and bowl scraper, stuff like that. When it comes to grill accessories, I think should be metal or, I mean, wood-handled metal, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, it seems like kitchen instruments are fine being silicone, but like when you're out on the grill, you need things to be a little bit more robust. Hardy. Okay. So we're gonna wait. Here is some half tomatoes. Those look gorgeous. I'm gonna throw those in. And so the chicken already has the Scott's lemon pepper on it. We've already got the lemon pepper on the chicken. We've got a little bit of our olive oil, a little bit of our balsamic. Once we get in the tomato and basil, I think all this is going to need is just hit it with a little bit of cracked black pepper, maybe a little bit of pink Himalayan salt or whatever kind of, if you like sea salt or kosher salt, whatever you're, check the salt level. It already has the lemon pepper. If you want to spice it up with a little acidity, you can hit it with a little bit of lemon or lime. Might be going a little bit out of the Italian box with that one. But that's why it's crazy caprese salad. It shouldn't even, shouldn't even have the chicken in there. But it was just one of those inspired. There goes the slap chop. I got inspired by finding this recipe on the internet, and just I thought to myself, well, I could take that recipe and do something different with it. It's probably needs a tiny touch more olive oil and a tiny touch more balsamic. You can kind of scooch everything to the side and kind of boop on the side of the bowl a little bit. and then mix everything back into it. And you want to kind of lift, you know, like a lifting, scooping motion. So we're just waiting on basil, and then this is basically a caprese salad just with chicken added. Lemon pepper chicken. And there is basil. Boom. We'll get that incorporated because I love basil and I love pesto, but when you're doing something like this, you probably don't want your entire bite to just taste like you're chewing on a basil leaf. I'm gonna get the pepper mill here. If I can find pepper.
There's coarse and
That's why you should do your mise en place, which is French for, I think it's French for things in place. Just basically have all your things in place, which, you know, the best laid plans, and go with a crack on the pepper. A little bit of that. And then just keep kind of get underneath it, lift it up, rotate your bowl around, go in a circle, and
do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around.
Do the hokey pokey and you turn the bowl around. So
that's what it's all about.
The oven is heating up for bruschetta. I kind of want my boyfriend to come taste this and see what he thinks. He can give me a...
Let's see if I can keep my beard out of it.
No, don't put your beard in it. No, thank you.
Let's see if I can get all the elements in it.
It's a cheese, tomato.
Chicken.
Oh. And it looks like our stream has gone very pixelated. If our stream is pixelated, I'm sorry. We are having issues with our internet service provider.
Fine.
We are a bit rural. He says it's fine. If it's pixely, I'm sorry. We are getting a new modem in a couple days, and we might have to upgrade our service to the next tier up, which is always fun. Yeah, good.
A little under seasoned, but I like it under seasoned because each person has their own depth of seasoning.
A little under seasoned, but you like it under seasoned because each person has their own depth of seasoning. That means that I have to grab a fork and stick a fork in there now. Especially, I guess, since it's a finished product now. Here I go test tasting. Let's see if I can get a piece of cheese and a tomato and a piece of chicken and
Could use a little salt.
it tastes fresh. It tastes very green. It does need salt. So we're gonna hit this. It's pretty good on. It just basically needs some salt. Like I said, your salt of choice, Himalayan salt.
Pink salt sounds good.
Garlic salt, pink salt.
Pink salt's better.
I'm looking in the cabinet for that, but
It's there.
there you go. we're going to finish that off, and that is our chicken caprese salad. We're going to go now back to bruschetta here, and we're going to get these dressed up and get these up in the oven. Got the oven rolling already. I wanted to do a few of these with this.
Save that for a drizzle on top.
For a drizzle on top. Look at it. It's like molasses already.
I know.
He said save this for a drizzle on top. And
well, if you put it in, the sugars will burn at 500.
I was going to coat some of the bread with it on the bottom and put the cheese. I mean, it'll burn?
It'll burn.
Okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for then.
We're going to use it for chewing gum afterwards.
We're going to use it for chewing gum afterwards. Oh my god, but it's so...
we can hit it in the microwave for a minute to loosen it up. Okay.
It'll go on top as a drizzle. Even if we have to add a little bit of something to thin it out with.
Maybe a little water.
So basically, we're just going to go...
I'm waiting for you to brush the toast with olive oil.
Okay. We're just going to go straight up with the olive oil. So let's move some of these bowls that we've used out of the way.
We did the right there.
Chicken was resting in that.
Oh, I thought that was.
We're just gonna go straight fresh olive oil. Anything else we want to put? Any Scots or anything we want to put in here? Nope.
Nope.
Straight up olive oil. Here we go. Okay. And this kind of like... just kind of pat them, I guess, as best as you... I almost feel like taking all these pieces and putting them in a bowl of olive oil and just tossing them. But that might be too much saturation. Probably don't want to do that. They're going to move around a bit. We'll just move them back wherever they have to go. Be like Bob Ross. We'll just,
the bread.
Happy little bread. It's going to move around and jump around. And
coming tomorrow is tonkatsu.
Tomorrow, tonkatsu.
Tempura Godzilla-kini.
Godzilla-kini.
And cabbage with sesame dressing. Zucchini.
A little more olive oil.
If you saw my tonkatsu prep video, you saw the size of the zucchini we're going to do for tempura zucchini. It's the largest zucchini I've ever seen.
It is definitely. It looks like a prize winner. It looks like a blue ribbon winner at the fair.
Yeah, we have it right here. It's like 3 feet. It's almost 3 feet long. And super sized around. Thing weighs a ton. We're going to slice those off as big slices, and I'll roll them in the cornstarch and panko and fry them. And do tempura vegetables with those to add to the tonkatsu and cabbage. The tonkatsu is going to be a series. It's a couple different countries doing the same meat in different styles with different names. And basically you guys will watch the video and decide which one you like.
So you think tapenade cheese and then tapenade again?
No, in the oven first.
In the oven first?
The tapenade's supposed to be cold. Room temp.
Okay, do you want me to put the matzah on top?
Not yet, not till it comes out.
Okay, I gotta go grab the other ball of matzah.
But it needs to be sliced. This is only going to take less than 5 minutes. It's 500.
Alright. So, We got more matzah here. Mozzarella.
This is my tomato knife or my boning knife.
I'm going to, since these packages never want to open properly. Okay. Oh.
That knife's not extremely sharp. It's pretty dull. I need sharp on that one.
Ooh, cheese wants to move. Okay. So, what I want to do with this is, I think,
Cut it in half and start slabbing them. The bruschetta is pretty small. Turn the flat side down. There you go. And just start cutting sides.
this should be enough cheese to cover all of these.
Maybe leftover.
I am okay with leftover cheese. I don't think anybody's going to protest leftover cheese. That just disappears. Okay. Now we're gonna pass all this off into a bowl. Yum, yum, yum. I want to eat all of it. Okay.
Almost.
Bruschetta toasts are in the oven right now. And we'll pull them out here and they'll go right directly onto the stove. And then we will dress everything up.
And that plate's right there for one of each type as I finished.
Okay.
You could close with that.
Okay. We're just waiting for our sourdough baguette toasts, which are coated in olive oil. They are in the oven, getting a crisp on them, getting a toast on them right now.
About 2 minutes. Let's better trim it down. Oh, I'm just gonna put the pan there.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just getting the finished dish kind of. I know I haven't added salt to this yet, but I think it tastes good. So this is gonna be my dinner right here. Trying to get more of the tomatoes in there.
I know I stole a lot of tomato from the bruschetta.
Let's see if we can.
We're good.
Take a fork and make this gorgeous.
Anytime you're broiling, you definitely want to keep an eye on. I'm gonna set it next to you, babes.
And look at how golden perfect those look. Delicious.
I want to get cheese on so it'll start to soften.
Okay. Start putting cheese on.
Yeah.
Start putting cheese on right now. Well, strike while the toast is hot. And even if these have to go back in the oven,
Maybe for a minute.
Trying to use the try to use the bigger pieces of cheese for the bigger pieces of bread.
I put it in for about a minute and it'll be perfect.
Okay. It'll be just about perfect here. Ooh. Gonna be one with low cheese, and that's fine. Okay. And there they go again.
Back to the broiler for about a minute. Not much longer because broiler is running at 500. And most bruschetta doesn't necessarily have mozzarella. We like it. It's a textural difference. So you have that ooey gooey cheese. You got all the flavors with the vinegar and the olives and everything going on. And you got this great crunchy bread underneath. It really sets dishes apart. It's a great appetizer or a side to any dish. Almost.
Okay. So we're just waiting on the bruschetta here, and then that will go here with our right along in the same dish, and then we'll have our finished dish. We'll have our dinner. If the stream's been a little bit pixely, I'm sorry. Like I said again, we are getting a new modem from our internet service provider in 3 or 4 days. And this is our first multi-stream. This is the first time we're reaching out to more than one platform at once. So if you're catching us on Facebook or if you're catching us on Twitch, show us some love there. And at your leisure, when you have time, check out our YouTube channel. That's where the bulk of our content is for now. We're trying to get our subscribers up so that we can give away some swag. And if you're building a channel, if you're trying to reach monetization, if you subscribe to us, we will hit you back with a subscribe from this channel and also from our personal channels, our 2 personal channels. And there we go. Cheese is don't try this at home, folks. Don't manipulate a hot pan with your finger.
You want my Z-Grill gloves?
Put on the Z-Grill gloves. One of these completely lost the cheese, or it didn't get cheese.
I don't know where it went.
You don't know where it went. You ate it before it went in the oven.
I don't know where it went.
You don't know where it went.
Mouse got it.
Mouse got it. Okay. So this one is the tapenade made from the olives from the jar. And this is the one that's made from the deli olives. It's got a lot more liquid in the bottom, so I'm going to try to... When you get something that's got a bunch of liquid in the bottom, the best thing that you can do is kind of like put it all up in the side of the bowl and then wait for it to drain down, and then just kind of take off the top.
And then
We're going to hit some of this with some of this. It looks delicious. And
we just kind of went to show you that you don't have to necessarily buy stuff from the store that's pre-packaged. You can really make your own. It's really simple. Just pick the ingredients you love, chop it up, put it in a bowl, and it'll work for you.
We're going to dress this up and try and make it look really pretty. I don't know how well that's going to work, but we're going to try.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, don't let go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Like, one of the craziest that, like, staging your food, like making it look beautiful, is like a whole art unto itself.
A lot of times it's unedible.
Also, sometimes just putting stuff on a fork is a challenge.
Should give you a spoon and a fork.
But we're gonna do our best to make this look delicious. Do our best to stage it and make it look yummy.
We still have the plate over there.
So, lemon pepper chicken crazy caprese salad. We've got the mozzarella in there. We've got the little tomatoes in there. What kind of baby tomato? Not baby. Grape tomatoes. Chicken grape tomatoes. You got the mozzarella. You got the basil. A little bit of green chive onion. Cracked black pepper. Salt to taste. And then your little tiny bruschettas. With the different olive tapenades. Get a close up of it. Get some of the deliciousness. Hopefully, it's not too pixelated. It's still kind of rainy and gloomy gray out, so we decided to do an indoor thing. If we had the Z-Grills, the smoker rolling, we probably would have smoked the chicken. We probably would have. We do have some of the nuts and some other things that went into the tapenade are smoked elements that we did with our nuts, legumes, and all the other stuff that we smoked. So this is our finished dish. And then we're going to do one more presentation here.
Yep. One more.
Okay. What's that?
So one of each on the olive and grape tomato plate.
Oh, okay. So we're going to do one more little presentation plate here. Let's see if I can make them look gorgeous. This one looks good. And this one looks pretty darn good.
And if you guys really hate chopping, that slap chopper is great.
So if you're doing this for party guests, something like that, you've got multi-bruschetta with your tomatoes, basil, olives, just something fun, fresh, Not too horribly hard. I mean, I'm an amateur, and, you know, this wasn't too hard to put together and do. Um, so we are going to go and chow down because all of this looks super gorgeous, super delicious. I'm like, my taste buds are ready to go. Um, like and subscribe if you're catching this. We're trying to build our YouTube. Like I said, if you're getting this on any other platform, if you have some spare time, some extra time, go and hit us up on the tube. We are stuck at 13 subscribers for Halloween for October. It's getting a little spooky being stuck at 13 this long. We want to get some more so we can give away some stuff. But this is our dinner tonight. And this is just, I had a craving for Italian. And most people, when you say Italian, they're like, oh, pizza or pasta or something. Crazy caprese salad, chicken with multi bruschetta. And you can make it your own because, like, I just went on to Google and I'm just like caprese. And then I'm like caprese variant or caprese upscale, and I started coming up with, actually somebody else came up with the name Crazy Caprese. That's not mine, but, I just thought, hey, throw some chicken in there for some protein. There's plenty of veg, plenty of green in here. You've got your bread, your grain group. You've got your cheese group, your dairy group. Fairly balanced. If you don't think it's balanced enough, you could always have a little tiny side salad with it or something. You've already got the balsamic vinaigrette and everything else rolling. So, again, like and subscribe. We're going to go manja on this. It all looks fantastic. Everybody who's hit us up so far, thank you for the support. Loves Indian Kitchen and Our Family Variety Show and everybody else on YouTube who's hit us up so far, thank you. We are subbed to those, so check out our subs for people that we're following. And if you get with us, we will hit you back with the subs so that we can help each other build up too. Thank you much. Love, stay safe, and enjoy. That's it for Chasing the Missing Link tonight. Want to sign off?
Bye.
Bye.
From Chasing the Missing Link.
Bye. Like and subscribe and love. Bye.